held in November. Basically, I think Dia de los Muertos has spread to Central and South America. What I don't understand is New Zealand. And my only guess is that a lot of Irish and Scottish immigrants were sent to New Zealand, but we know that that's true also of Australia. So I don't know why New Zealand celebrates Samhain and Australia doesn't.
I think the people in New Zealand were voluntary resettlements.
That's it. Other questions? Yes?
How did the reformers, the Protestant reformers, view Halloween?
After Luther actually and Calvin criticized Halloween because they said its elements were still too pagan. Later Protestant reformers like John Wesley and 20th century Protestants have kind of had more of a flexible attitude in which they believe that Halloween is a secular holiday. Now there are some Protestant groups who are deeply offended by Halloween, that for them Halloween is a time of Satan or devil worship. But I really would argue that, except for groups like the Druids and the Wiccans, that this is a secular holiday. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Some Protestant faiths also now celebrate All Saints and All Souls Day. So I'll tell you my worst Halloween story. Most embarrassing. I lived in the Bay Area and I had a friend who said, I'm going to this party in Oakland. Would you like to come along with me? And I said, sure. And I had just come back from one of my trips from the Soviet Union where I had procured a Russian sailor's uniform for a case of cigarettes. So what I did was I put on this sailor's uniform. I had an empty bottle of vodka, and I put water in it, so I have about half the bottle. So I go into this party, and I'm pretending stumbling and, just acting like an ass in general, a drunken ass. And I noticed that the people at the party were very standoffish and in fact kind of rude. No one would talk to me, and I just thought, what an unfriendly group of people. Now they were Californians, but still. So finally, after about 2 hours, my friend says, oh, we should go home. So we got in our car and I said, I don't want to criticize your friends, but they just were the most unfriendly people I had ever met. I said, how do you know these people? And she said, oh, I know them all through AA.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, thanks for the tip. Other questions? Yeah.
So as this keeps morphing, do you have any predictions about where we'll be in 100 years?
Well, one of the interesting things about costumes is that, as I said, initially people dressed up to try to imitate the dead, so monsters and ghosts. And then later on came these costumes of princesses. One of the things also with costumes that's happened, I think, about the last 30 years is that some people dress, I guess I'll say, just rather skimpily. So they're kind of trying to push the boundaries of that. Now, I think probably we're going to see more of that in the future. One of the things I would really like is to revive the custom of children actually having to do something, to perform some trick. A 4-line poem, sing a song, tell a story, rather than this kind of idle threat. Give me candy or else. So I don't know. That's what I would like to see make a comeback. Yeah.
If you've been to Deadwood on Halloween, you certainly have seen the examples of pushing the boundaries. And if you haven't been there, you have to go. It's so
I can imagine. I used to, when I was up in the Bay Area on Halloween, I would go to the Castro area, which talk about pushing boundaries on Halloween. It was really wild. Well, all right, you guys, thank you so much for coming.
What made you want to give this lecture?
Well, Halloween has always been one of my favorite holidays, kind of going back to childhood. And I became interested when I was an undergraduate in the history of Halloween. Where did this holiday come from? And so did some research on it, on particularly the Irish origins and how it was celebrated in Western Europe. And just recently kind of got interested in the history of Halloween as celebrated in the United States. So it's really kind of been a long-standing interest of mine.
Okay. And are you planning on giving any lectures anytime soon?
Other than my classes?
Yeah. On anything else?
I'll keep you posted.
Okay, great. Is there anything you want to say to BHSU students that are watching this online? All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.